Hey, everybody. Just wanted to give you some tips and pointers because you have received a new Chromebook and wanted to show you some of the basics now that you have your new devices. So, going to go over some basic things. The first thing I'm going to go over is the app launcher. So the app launcher is kind of like what the home button would be for the iPad. It's a little bit different, but basically this circle in the lower left corner is the launcher. And if you click it, it will show you sort of the most recent apps that you have used or most commonly used apps. So hopefully you recognize some of these icons: Docs, that is Google Docs; YouTube; Gmail; Google Chrome. So this is your browsing the internet; and Files. Files is going to be important. We're going to talk about it a little bit later. Now, you might notice there's this up arrow here. That up arrow expands how many apps you can see. So now we can see, in addition to those ones I just mentioned, Google Slides, Google Sheets, Google Drive, Google Keep, which we didn't really talk about, Mobility Print, which you definitely do not want to ever remove, same with Cisco Umbrella, Google Photos, we probably won't use too much, but Google Camera, we will use. And this also serves both as a taking photos and also using it as a webcam. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do here is just do something very, very basic, and that is go to Google Chrome. Okay. So one thing that's different that you're going to notice, and if you've used computers in the past, you know that double clicking is kind of sort of like tapping on an iPad. So the first thing you want to do is get your mouse on the actual icon, and then you want to double tap or double click, I should say, and that is the trackpad. That is what is in front of your space bar, that sort of rectangular pad. Now, what's nice about newer Chromebooks is that you can either actually physically click, which means you're actually pressing down on it, or you can tap, which is still called a click, but you don't have to go as far. So I'm just going to double tap or double click, and that brings me to the North Ridgeville City Schools homepage, which should be the startup page on all of your Chromebooks, all your devices. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is actually click on the URL window here and type classroom.google.com. That will take me to Google Classroom if I hit enter. Now, there is another way I can get to Google Classroom. Let's just say I went to Google. I will notice what I see here. There's sort of like a rectangle of dots. We call this the waffle because it kind of looks like a waffle. So if I click on that, I'm going to see all my Google apps here, okay, including Classroom. So you see there's Gmail, there's Drive. Click on Google Classroom, and it will take you to your Google Classroom. So if I go into one of the classrooms, you're going to notice a little bit changes. And when I say click, I actually mean double click. So double tap, double click, and you're going to see we're in what's called the stream. Stream in classwork, you're going to notice the same thing from the iPad, but instead of it being down low, it's actually at the top. And if you click on classwork, you're going to see these topics here. And for example, if I wanted to see what the technology topics is, I could either scroll down until I find technology, or a shortcut is clicking on technology.